Okay, so I believe we are live. We are live. So everyone, welcome back to Watch Jala Code. And today we'll be finishing the little something we started some time ago, which was our VS Code, sorry, our Telegram bot. So if you remember, and you can all check out the GitHub, link is right there. The link is right here. So you can all check it out. If you remember the last time we made some basic integrations and we also used render, but today we'll be switching to Ngrok because our experience with render wasn't too nice. We always had to debug on the render console, which makes no sense. So then we'll move to command handling and API integration. I cleaned up the code base a little while I was off stream, so but I've pushed everything to GitHub, so you can all just get it. I don't think there's anything unpushed, any unpushed changes. Yeah, so time to roll. First things first is using Ngrok for port forwarding, so we can actually communicate with our bot. That's essential. That's essential. So yeah, let's port forward it. Let's port forward using Ngrok. If you don't know how to use Ngrok, it's very simple. If you're on Linux, you can just install it using sudo apt. No, I don't think you can do it that way. But well, let's just get to the browser. We can easily see that there's an Ngrok website, and you could just look for how to download it. Then when you've done that on your command line, you set your auth token, then you are free to go. Either you do that or you use a configuration file. What I did was this with my auth token right here. So I have Ngrok installed on my PC right now, and I'm currently on a Windows machine. So let's go back and let's actually forward a port. Let's go to VS Code. So you see, as you can see, the server is already running. I'm going to, okay, first, we should delete the webhook we used previously because remember we are dealing with webhooks here. So we should delete the webhook we used previously for our bot. And the bot ID is open for people to see because whatever. Okay, the bot name, I'll show you guys the bot name. But first, let's, okay, to curl, I think I need bash to curl. Yes, because I want to use curl, the curl command. So we're gonna curl this, but instead of saying set webhook, we'll say delete webhook. You know, funny thing, this stream, I wanted to do it yesterday, but I had issues. So let's see. Okay, so it has deleted our webhook. So now we can forward the port we are running on, and we're currently running on port 8443. One thing we learned in the last stream was that Telegram bots can only use about 3 ports. 8443 is one of them. If you are not using any of those 3 ports, you get an error, so it won't work. You can check it out in the Telegram documentation. But we're just gonna forward our local host that's live on 8443 using Ngrok, since we've already deleted the previous webhook. If you didn't delete the webhook, it will tell you that webhook already set. So we're gonna curl again. No, first let's activate Ngrok. So Ngrok, I believe we can read the documentations first for those who aren't familiar with Ngrok, because I've also only used it like once after downloading it. So okay, this is just an example. You can forward HTTP traffic from assigned public URL to local port 80. They assign us a public URL and we can just um, forward what is happening on our local machine to that port, which is actually nice. Okay, so all we will do, just have to do ngrok HTTP, then the port. We're using port 443. So I believe we can do first, I think CLS is the clear command. So ngrok HTTP 8443. This is the port we are forwarding because that's the port we use, right? Yeah, port 8443. We're forwarding this port. Then let's go So we have our port forwarded, and this is the free URL that we will use for our bot webhook. That way, every all the debug things we do will just be coming to our terminal. So now we already have this is the request you're supposed to crawl. We already have it set here. So now we just have to replace the free Ngrok and set the new webhook. Okay, so the webhook is what Telegram uses to send messages to our bot. It's the it's basically when a Telegram sends okay, when a user sends a message via Telegram, it will be at this endpoint. I suggest if anyone is watching and you kind of don't understand, you can watch the previous video. It's on my YouTube. I don't think it's hard to find. So we can crawl again and just hit enter. All right, webhook was set. So now, yeah, when if we go to Telegram, we'll see that we are receiving. We are receiving. Let's go. Let's go to Telegram. Now we can delete all this and try chatting the bot to troubleshoot if there are any issues. So it must use the start command. If you don't use the start command, the bot won't respond. Or if you don't use something in the command list, which the bot always sends, delete. Okay, so let's do start. Yep, our bot is active, communicating from our backend. Fantastic. So because I'm not new to the service, it says welcome to the service. Game 23. Okay, I'm new to the service. I'm not in this database. But if I chat it up again, tell me welcome back. So because we're a new user, it tells us welcome to the service and our username. The bot creates an account. The server it creates an account based on your I believe your user ID. I think that was the code we used. So these are the commands we want our bot to have. Obviously, the start command, receive a welcome message, the help command, show the list of available commands. But for now, it always sends the list of available commands. So I don't even know if this help is valid. So the summary, what we will do is we'll get, it won't be an AI generated summary. What we're going to do is if we go with AI, then we'll have to use like maybe an open AI API or whatever. But there's something called text rank that if we send it the right things, like maybe the captions of a YouTube video, it can take the most important things and just return them. So I guess we'll use that as a summary. The transcript, then you can watch a channel. So when you start watching a YouTube channel by username, you get a Telegram notification whenever that channel uploads a new video. You can unwatch a channel and you can check all the channels you're watching. And you can see 3 most recent video summaries with latest. Then feedback, you can send a feedback to the dev team. Adjust your, I don't think I'll implement this, but we may. Let's see how far we go today. Okay, so now we're going back to our VS Code scene because we know our bot is working. Back to VS Code. Okay, so first thing we'll do, since we've done this already, we've switched to Ngrok. So I think I have it. Yeah, I'm looking for something. Yes. Yeah, we've done this. So now we have to do command handling. So and if you check, I have something called I think it's in the utils. No. Yeah, in the auto replies, I have a list of commands. The start command, the help command, the summary command. And for this, we'll be needing the YouTube data API. So you have to actually get an API key. If you can see what's written here, it says I've exported a YT API key environment variable. So I've already done the setup. But anyone who's watching, the code is on the GitHub. You can check, and the GitHub is in the description, so you can check for that. So today we're going to do command handlings and see if we can go as far as doing YouTube API integrations before I become tired. So I guess one thing we can do first is to understand the YouTube API. because we'll be using that because most of the commands are YouTube related, except the start and help command. The help command will just return this when you use it. Okay, so let's create some sort of switch or handle command. So function handle command. Then we get the command as a string. I believe what this function should do, we can switch out, so we can do a switch statement. I've forgotten how switch statements work in switch command in JavaScript. Sorry, this is in JavaScript. Okay, this is JavaScript. We are switching the command. Okay, we're switching the command variable. Or we'll switch it with command 0, which is start. Okay, we need to say case. My God, this is actually called switch case. Then for now, let's put a placeholder to do handle starts function. Okay, then break, because I know that in JavaScript we always need a break keyword when we're doing switch cases, that, if I remember correctly. Then we try the next command, which is help. One, that's the help command. So this should just send welcome, no, send help or command palette. Let's call it that, command palette. Then break again. Then case commands 2. The next command is what? It's a summary command. This command needs at least, if so we do, sorry, another to do summary command. For this is the one I told you that we use text rank. I think there's a Node.js package called text rank, so we won't be using any AI for this. Then there's what we transcripts. So case transcripts, no commands 3. Okay, I didn't put a break keyword here. This can cause problems. So to do transcript function. Okay, then break again. Then watch and unwatch. So I want to talk about how we'll actually watch a channel. I've never used a cron job before, but I believe if a user adds a channel to their watch list, because we can't be pulling every time to check if a new something is released. If a channel that the user is watching has released a new video, what we can do is that we can use a cron job to check every hour. So yeah, we'll have to look into cron jobs in JavaScript. I've only heard about them. I know they're hour based. I've seen the syntax, but I've never used them. So transcript function. Okay, watch function. This is the watch function. It does the fun thing. Then break again. You know, the most elegant implementation of switch case I've seen, it actually comes from Rust. Rust has this very good way of doing it with match cases. I think Python also does it well because you don't have to use break. And there's also some form of pattern matching in Python. So we do, okay, command 5, which is on watch. So do on watch function and break. For now, we'll stop here. We still have things, but we've gotten the call. We've gotten the call. So the handle start function, I believe we have something like that. Let's go to the message. Oh, Arnold, you're back. Good to see you, bro. From where do you get the YouTube API? Well, you can just Google it. Let's do that right now. We can do that right now. The browser from the Google console, from the Google Cloud Console. Google Cloud Console. Yeah. So the console platform, it gives you access to a bunch of Google's APIs. You get your API key and stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna switch to the profile for this one. So when you sign in, you can just search for, let's say we search, you actually have to enable the APIs and services. So quick access APIs and services. Mm, then you can search for the YouTube. I think it's called the data API. API. There's one called YouTube Data API v3. Yeah, this one. This one, as long as you don't want to write to YouTube, it lets you do a lot of free stuff. And you can just get an API key. I've already enabled it. So you just go to the Google Cloud Console, create an account if you don't have one, then get yourself a YouTube API v3. So when you go to manage, you see this is where you see your API keys. You go to credentials because it's a public API. And it doesn't give you access to rights. If you want to write to it, for example, you want to manage somebody's YouTube account, then you would need to write documentation. Sorry, you need OAuth access. I don't know why it's not taking me to the credentials page. It's not like I'm going to show the credentials or anything. But if you tap the credentials page, you should be able to see what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to just go back. Google Cloud Console for the YT API key. So I just put it in the chat. You can go to the Google Cloud Console. Go to the Google Cloud Console for the YT API key. Okay. Yeah, so it shows now. So you can just copy your API key and use it wherever you want to use it. Now back to VS Code. Let's think about what we are doing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so when we receive a message from the request, a Telegram message, we extract it from the request body. Each message contains a text and a chat object which has an ID, which is the chat ID. Yes. So if the message doesn't have a from field, meaning we don't know where the message is from, or the person doesn't have a username, we end because we create an account based on the person's username. Also, what I did here, if the person doesn't use the start command, or sorry, if the person sends something that is not in the command list, we just end the request or we leave. So we check if the username exists. Const bot user, await telegram bot user dot find one, username message dot from dot username. So we check if the user exists. If the user exists, we call the send message function. I believe we covered this function in this stream. Yeah, so it sends a message if the user exists. If the user exists, it tells you. If the user doesn't exist, it tells the user welcome to the service. Sends with their username and sends them the command palette. But if the user doesn't exist, it creates. Wait, sorry, let me read the comments. Okay, yeah, this is the first one. If the user doesn't exist, we create an account for them. And our database is MongoDB. Then we send them a message, a reply, also containing our command palette. But if the user exists, this person is a recurring user, we just tell the person welcome back with their username and send the command palette again. Okay, so now let me import. Okay, so I should go back here and export the function handle command. Okay, because we need to know the command the person actually sends. If the person uses the start, the first command, which is start, maybe I should, this is the start command. Person uses the start command, then we'll send the message. Oh, okay, wait. This should also take other parameters like the response object, because we need that to actually send a response to the user. So let's see what we do here. Auto replies. No. The message router. So send message function gets the user, gets the message, the parser mode, the response, and the next object. Okay. Okay, so means this function we need the message, the command, and the next object. Let me write some documentation. And this message is of type Telegram message. This is an object of the type Telegram message. This is a command, something from our command list. The response is a response from the web. The next is the next error handler function. Okay. No problem. No problem. Okay, so let's go. So let's import the handle command function. So import. Okay, no, I already have somewhere I'm doing that. So here we just import it. Handle command. So if the person has a command, if the user sends us a valid command, if the user doesn't send a valid command, we cut off the response and respond with nothing. But if we get to this point, it means the user sends a valid response, and what we can do is we can handle command, and we can send, because handle command needs some parameters. It needs the message parameter, so we send the message. It needs the command, which is message or text to split. It needs the okay. I would say what we do here is we send them the whole message. Okay, means we can extract the command in the function. So let's give the person the text of the message. Okay, no, they need the command. Split. No, that's not how split works. Sorry. So we'll split the message the person sends or white space and take the first one, because the first one will most likely contain the command because of how this thing is formatted. Then okay, they need the response and the next function. Response and the next function. Now the question is, where will I put this? Because we check if the user exists, and the send message function needs to know if the user exists. Okay, we can do this checking. We can do this in the send message function. So we come here and we do this here. So we check if the user exists in the send message function. So now then we don't send bot user. We just send a message, the parser mode, because you can send markdown as well to Telegram. There's there's something called the parse mode field when you are sending the request. This can be a text. You can select text here or markdown. I saw that in the documentation. So like if you check, we send it as markdown right here. That's why if I go to the Telegram scene, I go to the Telegram scene, we have this. This is not how text usually looks like. This is markdown. This is something ChatGPT would send you. And in fact, this command list was from ChatGPT. So no surprise there. I wouldn't write that myself. So back to the VS Code thing. Okay, back to the VS Code thing. So we send the person the message. Okay. Okay. So we're going to shift this function to the auto reply. We're going to shift this to here. Auto replies to JS. Then on the start command, we do wait. Okay, so we have to make this an asynchronous function. So we await here, await send the send message function. We pass it the message objects. The parse mode will be marked down because this is start something. The response objects will pass the response object that was passed to us, then the next function that was passed to us as well. So call the, so here we now say call the start, this the send message function on start command, call the send message function on the start command. Okay. So we have to import the Telegram bot user, the model, that's the model. Okay, that's the model of the bot. So import Telegram TL model. So we import Telegram. Okay, no, we don't need this Telegram bot user from the models.js. Okay, so I'm thinking. That's why I slowed down. So we handle the start command by passing what is passed to the handle command. We handle the, so this is the command 0 is the start function, is the start command. So we handle the start command by sending a message. And in the send message function, what we do to determine the type of message we send is that we check if the user is a new user. If it's a new user, we create a username. Sorry, we create a Telegram, an account, a bot account for the user. Then we send our message. We tell the user, welcome to the service. But if this is not the first time we've seen this user, we tell the user, welcome back, put the user's username, and send them the command list. Okay, so now let's go back to the message. Because I think there's something here we haven't done. Okay, everything looks like it will work. Okay, so we remove this because we don't send the messages here. Everything now happens in the handle command function. Okay, so now let's just wait on this to reload. Okay, Now let's try it out. Let's go to Telegram and try the bot out if it works. It should work. I believe it has no reason to not work. So starts. Okay, we made a mistake. Let's find out where. I'm surprised it doesn't work. Okay, indeed, there is a mistake. Let's take so we can debug VS Code scene. I guess I wouldn't say the fun part of programming is debugging. I don't think it is. Okay, we didn't import Axios when we're sending the request. I guess that wasn't the auto replies. So yeah, we can do imports axios from Axios is how we send is a library. It's not really how we send. It's a library for sending out requests like HTTP requests in JavaScript. Is one of the ways we can do it. Another way we can do it is we can use the native fetch method. So you see that we use Axios here to send a post request. A post request is a request that uses the post HTTP verb. So it has a request body. So that's why we're using post, because we're sending something back to the server. But there's still an error. Base bot URL is not defined. Okay, I've not imported some stuff. Import base bot URL, and I think it's the bot token. We have to import this. Yes. I'll import this from the environment file importer that I wrote. Once again, the code is on the GitHub. Also, I'm thinking, there was this library I saw on GitHub. Okay, I didn't see it on GitHub. I saw it on Twitter or X. It's a library for speech to text, but it sounds very human sounding and it's free. So I'm thinking of doing a project on it. It uses Python, so I guess I have to brush up on my Python. Is anyone interested in seeing the library? I could definitely check out the library. Hi or hello, Gurav. Okay, so yeah, our bot is back online. I think Telegram auto sends your replies when it realizes your bot is back. So you can see that there's a new message. Welcome back to game. Yeah, so because I'm not a new user, we've created, it tells me welcome back and sends me the command list. Okay, so we've done the start command. I don't believe we need a help command. We could remove this, but let's leave it there for now. Now let's find out how to do the summary thing. I said we would get a summary, or I said we would get a summary by doing VS Code scene. Wait, okay, I said we will get a summary by using something called I think it was text rank. There's an npm package for that, so I guess we can go to the browser and see that. But first thing we need to know is how we would get the captions that we'll need for the text ranking. So I think for this, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because I don't want to waste too much time reading the documentation. But we can also do that as well. No big deal. The documentation is great. It's a great place to be. Everyone should once in a while visit the documentation. So let's see. I don't have any AI opened, but I'll open ChatGPT real quick. Okay. API command. How can I get captions? Okay, so I just asked it using the YouTube API. How can I get captions? Get captions. Here's the deal. Okay, import caveat first. YouTube does not allow downloading captions through the YouTube API directly unless you. Oh wow. Okay, we can scrape. We can do some scraping because it says that the official API won't help unless you own the video, and we don't own the videos. I don't own the video, so we can just skip the first one. No, not official. We can. Yes, public caption. I don't want us to do this in Python. How do we do this in JavaScript? Yeah, scraping, please. We don't own the videos, so yeah, public auto. Okay, so we can do this. Now we need the ID of the video. So this is how we would get it. I know I said that we use Axiories for requests in JavaScript, but it's not the only method. The native way of doing that is actually using fetch. So this is the fetch something. Okay, okay. Hmm. Hmm. But this would require us to get some additional things. Okay, no, we just need a DOM parser. This is not officially supported and it might break. So should we do this? Should we do this? Should we do this? That's a lot of code. Is it for the API? Is it for the API or for the extraction? I believe there's a cleaner way to do this than what the AI is giving us here. I believe you can use regexps. I need an ID of the video. How do I get the video ID? Question. How do I get the video ID? And does this pull out auto generated captions as well? Okay, it's this. So the person needs to provide the YouTube video. Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, so it does work with auto-generated captures, but it has limitations. When you use the official time text endpoint, it can return auto-generated captions, but only the language is available. Okay. So it does work with auto-generated captions. Mm. Now, where is this track it speaks of? Okay, arrays from tracks.map. Mm. Okay. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. So a bit of vibe coding won't hurt anybody. Oh, this is actually a lot of code. Ah, my God, AI. Step 2, fetch available captions. Fetch auto captions YouTube. Okay, so we need the URL. Okay, we can just pass the URL of the video to whoever is. Okay, when we get the captions, then we can use text rank. So I guess we can try it out. We can definitely try this out. I've copied the function now. We're going back to VS Code. VS Code. Yes. So let's say here we drop the. I believe we need a place to. And the utils. Okay, so in the utils page, we drop the fetch auto captions function. So now we have to handle when somebody actually wants to do that. So this is for send message. Async. So we need another function. Function handle summary. We get the message. The parse mode. Remember, parse mode is just for how we want it to be displayed. Response. Next. Okay. So for the message, we want to get the URL. I remember that messages look like this. Wait, I believe, yes. Messages look like this. We've got the update ID, we've got the message, the whole message structure. What we're interested in here is the message, the text, because that tells us the actual text the message contained. And for our bots, we will assume that maybe a message looks like this. First, the // then a command, then maybe some value, but not all texts will have the value. But all need to have the command. If you don't have the command, we don't send a reply, or maybe we should send a reply telling them to add a valid command. Yes, I think that's what we'll do. But this is how messages will look like: command value, or this is how text should be sent. Okay, so now if we go back to the auto replies, I want to get the URL. Assuming the message, the text holds what the person sent, we can do const URL is equal to, we can do a message dot text dot split. Then we split on white space, and we get the second thing. When you split on white spaces, so this portion returns an array of text. So for example, we will get something like command /command when and we get something like /command comma this value, whatever value the user sent. So the first index 0 will be the command, so index 1 will be the value, which in this case would be the URL. So we presume index 1, we assume index 1 holds the video URL. Okay, const URL, yeah. You assume video 1 holds the video URL. Then I think if we go to the utils, we need the YouTube URL to fetch the auto captions from this endpoint. What is a DOM parser? Do we have, because we're writing this code in the backend, do we have to import the DOM parser, or does it come? I don't understand. This is the thing about using AI. Parser. import. So I don't think. Let's ask ChatGPT if we have to import the DOM so that we don't have mistakes we don't want to have. Basically, let's go browser scene. We ask ChatGPT if we have to import that because I don't like mistakes. But if I don't like mistakes, I shouldn't be using AI. But there are certain places everybody is permitted to use AI. I believe nobody wants to write this code because it's not really part of what we are doing. This is just too many steps. Okay, the DOM parser. What do I do about it? Since I'm working on Node. See, it's only available in browsers. That's why you shouldn't trust AIs. So we need to install something. Can't you? I believe you can write this by using regular expressions and replaces. Let me ask it because I believe you can write this using regular expressions. Can't you remove what you need to remove using regular expressions? And you don't want to use any external libraries. Exactly. For simplicity, we don't need npm to be bigger than it should be. So no libraries. Yeah, no libraries, and those we just replace. I believe I don't trust the AI enough, and I also don't know what's going on because I'm not familiar with regular expressions. I tried learning them a few days ago, so I'm not completely alien to what this is trying to do. I kind of understand it. This is matching things that are after V, I believe, and are in the range 0 to 9, A to Z, A to Z, underscore included, and a dash. So the things in this bracket are what it wants to really match. And it should have 11 of them, is what it's telling us. I think this says it should come after. So I can read this part, this second part, but I can't read the first part. So I guess I'll have to learn that sometime. Does anybody know a good way to learn regular expressions? If you do, you can, I don't know, say it in the chat. Also, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and you can also check out I pinned the comments, you can check out the GitHub for this project. I'm trying to build a YouTube API, no, a YouTube Telegram bot for like watching certain channels to send you YouTube notifications to summarize maybe a YouTube video based on the captions. But we're not using AI. We are using something called word rank or text rank. We'll look into that when we've reached that stage. We don't need node fetch. There's already fetch in node, so we'll just copy this portion of the code. There are so many. There's a lot of rubbish that AI adds to your code that most of the times is not even necessary. It's just AI doesn't know what it's doing. That's why I believe programming is an art, and everybody should learn how to do this. Doing it yourself is also much more fun. Lately I've been on Twitter or X, and people are complaining that programming used to be more fun before AI. I still believe programming is fun as long as you just decide to actually learn how to code. Like there's this great resource I've been using recently on learning C. I believe I should tell this to the whole world. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard of it, but it's Handmade Hero. We have to see the site. Sorry for the side tracking, but that's what the live is for. I think it's guide. I'll send it to the chat. Handmade Hero. I bookmarked it or bookmarked handmadehero.org. Great place for learning C. Learning C. So it's a great place for learning C. And if anybody is interested in learning C, they should really check it out. Guide.handmadehero.org. It's a great place. What he does, And the guy is actually pretty popular in programming. What he does is he creates a game from scratch, teaching us how to use C, then progressing into making basically every part of a game engine because he doesn't use any libraries. He codes everything from scratch and makes it cross-platform. So we should definitely check it out. I've watched like 5 videos, and I believe my understanding of C has shot up. I don't really use C because I'm like what, a web developer, but I don't want to be guide.handmaidhero.org. He has over like 600 videos. Yeah, I think I got up to day 5. So I've actually not started the main series. I was watching the intro series. The intro to C is actually beautiful. It's actually beautiful. I think I binge watched like 4.5 episodes yesterday, and I loved it. So I think it's got almost, wow, okay, not almost, over 600 videos in making the game alone. So this probably took him maybe 2 years. So he went like to the roots of the something, and I believe that if anyone uses this thing from start to finish, you end up being at least a decent C programmer, but you'll probably be above decent because most people don't understand memory nowadays, which is a problem I believe should be solved to get to know your computer better. Okay, so back to our code. Once again, please like and subscribe. I would love that. So we'll export this function. I don't think this needs to be asynchronous, does it? Okay, it does fetch. And the fetch works. Yeah, it works by default. So we export um the function fetch auto captions raw. Fetch auto captions. For anyone just joining the stream, I am making a Telegram bot for handling YouTube basically. I mean, I pinned something again. If you're interested, you can check out it's also in the description. You can check out the GitHub for the code. Also, I think my next project is going to be on making an extension that reads out your pages, your web pages, something like Speechify, or totally free because I saw something that does that, and I believe I should share this as well. Sorry for another sidetrack, but this is very necessary. It was epic, but I don't remember the name, so I have to go to X to check. I remember, but I remember sitting down and looking at it today, and I was just so, so surprised. It's an open library. We can try it out if you know anything about machine learning. It's in Python, so I'm gonna have to practice. I haven't done ML in like August to make it a year, so I've done no machine learning in a long time. Okay, so we go to profile. Let me check my bookmarks. All right, if you guys want, you can follow my X account. It's basically the same thing, basically about my coding, but that's not the point here. I'm looking for my bookmarks. I have to show you guys this. How do I find bookmarks? I saw bookmarks. Oh, how do I find my bookmarks? Bookmarks, yes. So this is it. Kokoro. That's the name of the GitHub something. So I believe it is beautiful because, and I actually tried it out. We can do a quick demo if anyone is up. Yeah. So we can try this. We can copy this and try it in Colab. Basically, it's a free text to speech model. It's lightweight. It delivers comparable quality to large models while being significantly faster and more cost efficient. Use Apache license weights, and you can use it for production environments to personal projects. So definitely expect a project on using this to build some sort of extension to read out your pages. Imagine using this thing to binge docs or read books because I have a project that does that. I call it Sonic Pages. I can show you guys, but it's not too impressive because what it uses, it relies on um the text to speech mechanism. I hosted it on render. It relies on the text to speech mechanism Is that not the URL? I don't, well, I believe this should be the URL, but if I can't find it, no problem. I know it is called Tonic Pages, but it uses the text-to-speech capabilities of the browser to read out your PDFs. And I believe it's not really impressive because not every browser, like in Google Chrome, we only have those browsers that do, we only have those voice models that are like very robotic. So it's not too nice. It only works well on Microsoft Edge, which was my primary browser before I decided to scale down. Yeah, so I just told you guys a lot of resources. Man, people should definitely check out Handmade Hero. Okay, so back to the code. Let's not sidetrack anymore. I'm sorry, I apologize. PS Code. But if you're still watching, please do like and subscribe. Okay, so now we go back here. So when we have the URL, we fetch the auto captions and return it. So const await, no, auto captions, or just call it captions equals to await fetch auto ATO. Yeah, fetch auto captions row, then we provide the URL. Okay, so this should be the captions. Now we respond using axios.post. We respond to the user. So we get the base URL. No, my bad. No, not this. Base URL. Yeah, base bot URL / bot token. I think once again we are using template literals here because that makes more sense. Bot token. I think / send message, is it? Then let's see, because I don't remember the exact way. Yeah, then we pass in what we want to send. So we're just going to send raw captions, passing an object containing the config of what we want to send. First, the chat ID, which will come from the message. So chat ID. These are the parameters that the Telegram bot needs. The message is chat.id. So chat.id. And the text. In this case, the text is just the captions. I wonder if this will have an error. Because actually, there is no error handling. So the server is just going to crash, which is wrong. And the parse mode is going to default to, we just parse mode here. So indeed, we should do some error handling, put this in a try catch statement of some sort. So try catch error. Because we have an error handling middleware, we can just pass the error on. Then paste our request. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks like it'll work. Then we end the response because there's a pending response dot end, because it means we've at this point, if no error at this point, if no errors, and we get to this point, it means we've talked to the client or the user. Okay, but the bot keeps crashing. I'll wait. Unexpected reserve word means this isn't an asynchronous function. So we make this an asynchronous function as well. Async function handle summary. Async function handle summary. So let's go back. Does it work? What await expressions? Yeah. Okay, so it works now, but my text editor hasn't caught up. So now we export this handle summary function and use it where it's needed. Or is it not needed here? Let's see. Alright. If anyone is still watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe because my program skills will improve. And if you're watching, I guess you want to improve yours as well. because I believe people only watch programming videos or streams if they want to improve, or I guess you just enjoy watching people make stuff. The fact that this is still showing means my text editor is behind because the server runs just fine. So then there's yes, then here, what command is summary command is the third command. So once again, this is the help command. Then this is the summary command. The summary command. So here we'll call the summary command function. Call the handle command function. Call the handle command function. That's await handle command. We pass it the message. We pass it text because we're only sending plain text. Okay, we pass it the response, then we pass next, which is the error handling thing for the this next request actually belongs to if we go to this page, it belongs to this initial message that we receive from the user because we pass it to a handle command function. We also have to pass the response at the next so that when the command is handled, we can end the response by doing response.end. I believe we did that. We did that here. We ended the response with OK. Okay, I guess we have to do that here as well. Rest.end. What does the rest.end function do? Because I actually don't remember. Or I don't think I ever learned that. I know it ends the request. Okay, so now let's check our Telegram bot. As soon as the server is done loading, we check our Telegram bot. Once again, I think at this point, I could push the code to GitHub. So what are your thoughts, guys? What would you say we should add to the current layout of things? Okay, so now let's go to the Telegram scene and chat our bot up. Oh, I know they're saying it's a lot of code. I guess it's a lot of code because it's JavaScript. When you're making JavaScript, oh, okay, let me not generalize. When I'm making JavaScript servers, it's usually just a lot of files and modules because that's how I learned to do it. I don't know, maybe I learned wrongly, which is really entirely possible. So, on learning would take time, and I also don't like doing everything in one file. But maybe that's a problem. I don't know. What do you guys think, though? Is it a lot of code, or is it just right? And because I think Arnold uses Go, so maybe Go is just better at certain things. So let's try the summary. Okay, but we need a URL. We need a YouTube URL, a video, a URL to YouTube video that probably has captions because this may not even work. So we're just flying blind with this. This may not work. But let's go browser scene. Okay, live stream. No. I need a fresh YouTube page. So youtube.com. Okay. Like this seems like a viable video. How do we share this? Can't I just share from okay, yes. Okay, I guess it was loading. So share, I'll copy the link. Then we go back to Telegram. Yeah, Go is better. If you think so. I wouldn't say JavaScript is a bad language. I mean, I believe it's better than Python, but Python is just has more use cases. But JavaScript can also be used anyway, so it's 50-50. But I haven't really experienced Go, so I can't say for sure. But it could be better. Okay, so let's try this. Summary, HTTPs. Did the message even get to us? Okay, so it did get here, but why did we receive no response? Why did we receive no response? Okay, let's do the troubleshooting. The worst and best part of the code. Okay, VS Code. Back to VS Code. So clearly, yeah, the summary came in like we expect, the summary and the YouTube URL. So the problem doesn't happen here. It probably happens in the handle command function. Okay, so let's go to the, so at this point, we know a couple of things. What we know is, so it gets to this point and sends us the command. So if we go to handle command, we find that the command will probably match with command 2, I believe. Or is summary actually command 2? So, yeah, summary is the one with the second index. So we call the handle command function. Oh, I called handle command again. No, what I'm supposed to do here is handle summary, not handle command. Call the handle summary function. My bad, my bad. Call the handle summary function. So handle summary. All right. So as soon as the server reloads, we'll try this again. To Telegram. Back to Telegram. Let's see. Telegram won't resend this because it actually went in, but we can copy it. Telegram UI is so nice. I'm so surprised. I believe WhatsApp is popular than Telegram, but Telegram is, I would say it's better than WhatsApp. Okay. Now what's the excuse for not working? Is there a backend issue? Let's check. Oh no, it still got to me. And we did call the handle summary function. So it should have sent a request to the send message part. Message to chat.id. Is that what I did? Yes, that's what I did. Text. Pass the captions as the text. So I'm not seeing why we should fail. So let's just console.log. Log. I'm here. I should probably learn how to use a debugger. So let's see if it gets to the handle summary function, or if I'm doing something wrong. If anyone spots what I'm doing wrong, you can just tell me in the chat. VS Code scene. Back to, no, browser, no, Telegram. Yes, this is where I want to be. Let's try this again. SUMMARY. Am I spelling summary correctly? Yes, I am. So this error should not be happening. VS Code. Let's go. Okay. So once again, it doesn't reach our handle summary function. You know what? I'm just gonna match directly with summary. Oh, I've seen an issue. I did SPLI. The function is SPLIT, the split function, not SPLI. But at least this should have crashed. If it's because we're using JavaScript and undefined is okay. If this was a better language like Go or something, this would have been an error. But nothing happened. JavaScript is funny. Let's try this again. Let me shift your view to not the browser to this point. So we check again. Okay, now it should work. At least if it doesn't work, it should crash. Something should happen. Message or text that split. I believe. Okay, let me sit up. This seems more serious than it should be. I'm gonna change this to summary written manually. This is most likely not the problem, but this time we're gonna try everything. Now I'll send this a million and one times. Let's go back to VS Code. Okay. So now let's try this. No, no, not this, not this. Sorry, we need to go back to Telegram so we can try sending a message again because we've made no changes to the code. Then if we go back to VS Code, we should. Okay, so it's at least being logged, but clearly we do not reach. So what is being passed as the command? That is the next question in the handle command function. Okay, I think maybe I understand where this is going wrong. So if we go to the message router, handle command function, yes, we're indeed sending in the command, and the command in this case should be summary. So the handle command function receives the right command to the best of our knowledge, because so let's console.log this. Although it's already logged, and no message dot text dot split. So we split on white space again, and we get the 0 to 1, which is the command. Log the command. Okay, log the command. I guess there's no need for this, but we can leave that there as well. So we know we call the handle command function. Okay. Oh, await this. But then let's go back. And let's go here. Let's go to the auto replies. So when it calls handle command, if it's the summary, which is the summary case we have here, it should trigger the handle summary function. If it doesn't trigger the handle summary function, then it means something is wrong. So let's go now back to the Telegram scene and try this again. And then let's just check VS Code. No, bugs in your code is just such a bad experience. Sometimes I just want to give up from this dream of learning how to code, of being a developer at all. So I'm tired of it. Okay, so clearly, because we don't see this printed out, means it doesn't even get here. Does it end the request before it gets here? That's the only probable reason, because we can see from the logs that this gets logged, which is this line number 30. Sorry, yes, which is line number 34. It gets logged. But the thing right after, which is line number 40, the next log statement doesn't happen. I think it means this is somehow triggered and we end the request. So I'm going to turn this off because that seems to be the problem. At least it looks like the only problem I can see. So we're going to go back to the Telegram scene and try this again. Oof, man, you have to hate this. There's no loving errors in programming. Okay, so now back to VS Code. It's saying edited. We don't want to edit something. We want to send a new message. So let's try this again. Edited is a whole other thing. When it says edited here, it means we edited the previous message, which is not what we wanted, or not what we want, rather. So let's go back to the browser. No, the VS Code. Yes, at least it's good to see your app crash. At least you know your errors are you're getting warmer. You're getting closer to the error you want to see. Okay, so now description not found. Okay, so what's the problem? This seems like a very big problem. Oh wow, what is this? I don't think this is the error I wanted. Why am I having this error? No, no, this is terrible. This is terrible, guys. What is this? I wasn't expecting this error. I wanted an error, but this is not the error I wanted to happen. Okay, well, I'm going to make this Telegram bot because this is actually not hard. I believe my programming skills surpass this. What is happening? Status for description not found. api.telegram.org. What? And the app actually crashed. So we have to restart it. It means there's an exception I didn't handle. What type of exception? Because if you check it, we actually put the whole thing in a try catch block. So it shouldn't just crash our PC or our server when there's such an exception. I'm gonna try sending it again and see if this. Yeah, it still crashes. What? What we changed was this. This was the only thing we changed for us to get this. With how programming works, if we change this, if we uncomment this, I'm pretty sure this won't happen anymore. But the question now is, what is happening in general? Why is programming like this? Or what are we doing wrong? This whole thing shouldn't be happening. Okay, okay. Now let's go back to Telegram and try this again. Oh, this time I crossed my fingers. I don't think that will help. We have to try something, right? Now let's go back to VS Code. Yeah, see, I give up, guys. Programming is not for me. I should just go home, put the fries in the bag, because like I said, immediately we do this, it just works now, and I believe it's not supposed to be like that. Okay, so it means this is part of our problem. So I'll add it to do here. To do logic incorrect. Sorry, logic incorrect. I have to come back to this, but it means there's something wrong when we respond to it, because that should be why. Because if when I took this out, so I guess we're getting when I commented this out, it means we had got to handle the command and send a message back. So I believe we're sending the wrong type of thing, was why. Because we can try it now. If I send the start command, it will work just fine. Let's try that. So I believe we're getting closer to the error. Okay, so we can, because the start command will definitely work. Yeah, works. So it means the problem is in how we are sending something back to Telegram. Okay, so we're getting closer, guys. We are getting closer. Oh, if you're still on the stream and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Endeavor to subscribe. So VS Code. This is fun. I feel like a detective. Okay, so so no, we know our problem is in the auto replies function, because this is where handle summary happens. And we know it's in the handle summaries function because we know it sends back a request, and that is why Telegram reacts. So this base bot URL is correct. We know it's a post request because we're essentially doing the same thing as we have here. basebot URL, bot token, and / send message. And it's the same thing I'm doing in handle summary. Basebot URL, bot token, and send message. My question is, why then are we having the error? They're saying not found. Did we try to go to the wrong chat? Because if you look here, it says the error they give us is 404 not found. So I guess it couldn't go back to who we were sending this to, meaning something in our request body is incorrect. Is it the message chat ID? So once again, we can console log this. Console.log, sorry, .log message.chat.id, because this is clearly the problem, because this is what you use to locate whoever we want to send to. But I'm doing the exact same thing here. So why it's the problem is also beyond me. But it should be the problem. Hmm. 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 Okay, so I'll stop this post request from happening so we don't see the huge error we see now. So this request, I will just comment it out. So it won't happen. So we won't see the big request we have now, at least the big error. So now let's go back to the Telegram scene and do this again. So now let's use this. Okay, I'm not expecting us to see anything. At least what we're supposed to see should be in our browser console. Sorry. Yes, it sends the summary. Okay, once again, it gives us this, which is not our problem. My question is, does it get to the handle summary function? Because it doesn't print this out. Means, okay, it doesn't also print I am here out that we wrote previously. Means it doesn't get to the handle summary function. But the send message function works. So what could possibly be wrong with how we implement both? Let's look at this carefully. If anyone has seen the error, please do inform me in the chat. So we are posting the request to the base URL, bot token, send message, all good. Is a standard post request. Okay, I've seen it. Ah ha 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 ha. I didn't do await ask use the post right here. Okay, wait, this is probably not the main problem, but it's probably part of the problem. I didn't await the post request, mostly because I also didn't try to handle what came after. But wait, let's put await here. Let's catch our problems one step at a time. Okay. So we pass the captions as the text. Okay, 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 okay. Hmm. 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 So this should definitely work. But I'm not really seeing why it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work is actually strange. We know that we get to the okay, we've seen that we don't get to the handle summary function. So the handle summary function is actually never really called. But the handle command function is called, right? So let's console.log the command that is sent to us. Console.log command. Okay, so I believe we are getting closer to the error. Telegram scene, right? So let's go back to Telegram and send the message again. Then now back to VS Code. Let's open up our terminal. Okay. Strangely, wait. Okay. So it's command. The is command function doesn't let us get here, so we have to remove this. This is the one I said there's a logic error in. It doesn't let us get to our destination. Okay. I believe we're getting closer to the error. I can feel it in my bones. We're getting closer to the error. Browser, no, Telegram. Let's try this again. Then let's check VS Code. Okay, no, we edited a message. We didn't send something new. Okay, let's send something new. Yeah. Oof. This is such a high pressure situation. VS Code. Oh wow, man, this is phenomenal. Look at this error. Look at the size of it. It's huge. Okay, but we finally get to it's just now we have a huge error. Okay. Oh, okay. So we can consider this solved, but we need to know where our error is coming from. So I'm going to remove. We're going to keep this commented out because we've not fixed the logic issue. What's happening here is that it only lets the start command go through. It doesn't let every other type of command go through, which doesn't make sense. The command message includes all the commands. So I don't know why it's only letting start and well, whatever. This is irrelevant. Okay, wait. So now let's go back to this. Okay, let's try and read this error. The error is that a request field with I want to know where it occurred. Yeah, it happened in the auto replies file. So line 164 auto replies line 164. Yes. So this request didn't go through. Because we know that this works. This didn't go through. Okay. With status code 404. This time telling us the request failed with status code 404, meaning not found. But what did they not find? Did they not find the chat? I really don't understand what they didn't find. We are passing the right code, but it's still telling me not found. And let me think. Let me see if you guys have dropped any suggestions. No, you guys have dropped no suggestions. Okay, so okay, let's see. It's telling us the request failed with status code 404. Where does the request start? Line 49 of the message of route.js. So this file, line 49. There's nothing at line 49. Probably talking about this line. The handle command function failed. Axios could not post. So we go back to auto replies. Axios.post. Am I writing this wrong? Is there a better way or is there a different way of writing it? Baseboard URL. Yes. /. Okay. There's no forward slash. It's just bot token and send message. Oh, wow. There's no forward slash. Yes, indeed, there is no forward slash. There should be no forward slash. Okay. So now when we try it, it should definitely work. Okay, anyone who is still watching, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Because I feel like I'm having fun. I don't know if you're having fun or not. But I guess debugging is fun. Ah, bro, check if the API is responding. I think we just found a problem. There should be no forward slash in the URL. Because if we check, if we go here, what I wrote, what I wrote looks like this. Forward slash bot token. No, it's supposed to be bot forwards and then no forward slash, then the token. But this is what we were sending. That's why Telegram was saying it didn't understand what we were saying. So we can try this again. Now let's go to the Telegram scene and try summary. Oof, this is the moment of truth. Oh, I wonder what crash happened in the background this time. No, VS Code. Oh yeah, an even bigger crash happened. Or request failed with status code 400. This is even worse than before. Now I don't even know why you're failing. 404 means not found. 400, what does that mean? I need to really understand why this fails. And send message works. Or do we just call the send message function here, rather than writing this one and pass it what we want it to send? I think I'm just going to do that. So we'll do send await send, because the send message function appears to work. We pass it the message that we're giving a parse mode of, let's say, markdown, or no, let's say text, or let's say markdown, then response next. Okay, but we don't pass content. We need to pass our own content. But let's just see if this works to know if the problem is the request that we are currently sending. Because now it says 400. 404 means before we're targeting the wrong URL. But now we're targeting the right URL. So let's see how this goes. Telegram scene. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, of course it immediately replies. If we try this now, it should work. Yeah, it does work. It means there was a problem with how we were sending stuff. You see, this whole thing, I feel like, frankly speaking, it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't fail in such a manner when we are doing the exact same thing in both places. At least to my understanding. Maybe we're not doing the exact same thing. Okay, so what we can do is we can tailor this send message function, or we can just copy and paste what is in it. Message dot chat. So because if you guys remember correctly, this is the exact code that was in the other side. Is it that the caption is too big for it to send? The captions are too much? Is that it? Is that the problem? Because I feel like we should not rely on this send. So I'll grade this out, and I will send the captions. Okay, captions. Parser mode. So now we do the exact same thing once again. So if this works, we have no idea. Oh, programming is a joy. It's a funny something. Okay, so now let's go back to Telegram and let's try this again. No, sorry, my bad. I'm sure it crashed. If it crashed, then I would assume that the there's a limit to how much it can hold. Or is it that, let's go. Oh, the captions aren't even being returned in the first place. You see, this is why we shouldn't use AI. So return captions. I thought the captions were being returned, but I just realized they weren't being returned. But now, so this isn't void, this is the actual captions. Oh, which is an array, by the way. And we can't send an array. Okay, so let's go back. It's a string array. I'm just going to join the string array. Caption.join. I'll join them on space. Or wait, let's join with the new line. So they'll come in lines and we just send the string. So now this function returns a string. Yeah, either a string or nothing. I believe it will return nothing if we gain nothing from the fetch call. So let's see. This time, I think I've said this many times, but once again, I'll say that it has no reason to not work. So let's go. We can go back here to Telegram. No response. It means it failed yet again. Okay. Let's try to investigate. Oof. Me thinking we would make progress today. I was very wrong. Okay, but API details. So our problem is in the auto replies page. Okay. Once again, we're having the request field error. It happens at line 160, which is here. So we have the problem once more that the request is failing. But now, at least, let me see if we get the caption. So console.log captions. I believe now it's a problem with the length of the text or the presence of no text. So if there's no text, it may not send anything. So I guess we will read the API documentation after this to see if there's a problem, or maybe it's even this that's the problem. We could just skip to other things if we find out this isn't working. Or it's saying the failure was at line 62. So let's go. Hello, Yogeshwar Kumar. Give Jala bot link. Okay. I mean, if you want to spam it, I can give you the username. I don't know how to get the link, but let's see. Let's go to the Telegram, please. Wait, let's go to Telegram. Sorry about that. So this is the username. I'll paste this on the stream. Copy. I'll just paste this on the stream. Okay, so now let's try to send it a message again. Start. Not start. We have something, no, not this. Yes, yeah, this is what we want to send. Then we go back to the code and check where we have a problem. Because it's still not working. Well, now we want to see why. VS Code. Why is it not working? Nothing gets logged in for the captions. We don't see anything in the console. So what I will assume now is we don't get anything from this. This returns an undefined, and this can't take an undefined because I'm sure if we send something like man, this is going to work. Let's try it. This is going to work if we send something like man. Let's go Telegram thing. So No summary. It still failed. I'll be really surprised if this one actually fails. Okay, no, the request hasn't arrived. I guess Telegram will send it in a moment, or we can send another one. I'll just send something else. Hmm. Our Telegram messages aren't reaching our server. Wow. So what's the new problem? I believe I wouldn't say this is okay. Let's try the one we know that works. I'll try sending start. We are not receiving anything. Okay, this is a problem. What I will do is I will delete whatever webhook is there and resend our webhook. Webhook was deleted. Then I will set our webhook again. Webhook was set. Okay, so now it sends the summary. Okay. Filled with code 400, and we still don't get the caption. Okay, why is sending the word man also? Is the start one failing as well? Even the start function that used to work is failing. Man, I feel like I'm having a heavy programming imposter syndrome now. Because the start command that we've tried multiple times no longer works. I'm about to throw in the towel. I've been here for 2 hours and didn't achieve anything. Oh my. Hmm. Hmm. So even the start function no longer works. Or is the start request not being sent? I believe it's not being sent. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now the things are happening. Oh my goodness. Bad request. Can't pass entities. Can't find entity starting out. Oh, I think someone keeps sending start to the bot. Okay. So although we achieved nothing today, I'm going to turn off my server now because I believe someone is spamming the bot and it's not me. Yeah, so I'm just going to stop it. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Clearly, I have skill issues, so I'll go work on my skill issues in my room. And please leave a like, subscribe. I will get better. And have a great day. Today was semi-productive, and I'm pretty sure if I turn off the stream, I'll be able to solve this problem in less than 20 minutes. And I don't like that fact, but we'll get over it. We'll get better. Me. Okay, it's you. You're the one spamming the server. Well, currently it's down. It's broken, so it won't work, Mr. Kumar. I don't think I could pronounce your first name. But if you've not subscribed to the channel, Mr. Kumar, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in another video. Use Copilot Fix. Oh, I don't like using AI. I don't like using AI. But I'll probably be back here tomorrow, probably same time. And if you're from India, I believe this should be midnight in India. So I guess you should go to bed or something. All right, guys. Have a nice day. See you guys in another stream. I'll fix this. Don't worry. and I'll update the video. So yeah, I'm ending broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Peace. Oh, leave a like.